we've got more hearings today for President-elect Obama's nominees, Eric Holder, Janet Napolitano, Mary Shapiro, Susan Rice, all facing Senate panels today, all at the same time, all in boxes. It was really crazy. But none facing the troubles of the Treasury Secretary nominee, Tim Geithner, under scrutiny over those taxes, whether he paid them or not, underqualified and unfit, says my next guest. John Berlau is longly critical of Geithner from the very start, even before this stuff came up. John, what don't you like about him?
Well, Neil, thanks for having me on. I'm so glad it appears everyone's all right there in New York. Mr. Geithner, in addition, to the policy questions, now this is more than a simple tax error, a miscalculation of a deduction. He had not paid his self-employment, Social Security, and Medicare taxes for 4 straight years. A responsibility that millions of self-employed Americans comply with.
But John, I see your point, and in any other time with any other cabinet appointee, this might register. In fact, Linda Chavez was saying, and the labor secretary picked by President Bush, who was unpicked the whole immigration issue. That was then, this is now. And the difference now, she says, is that you got this financial crisis, so this guy's going to get a pass. What do you make of that?
Well, I hope that's not the case, because I think this financial crisis makes it all the more important that the credibility of the people in charge, and that this guy, it just doesn't look like he was properly vetted, that they wanted to pick someone who they thought, who was involved in the bailouts. But, he's in charge of the agency that manages the IRS, and yet he didn't pay his own taxes on Social Security and Medicare.
Then, John,
for 4
where are you?
years.
You're one of the few saying it, and I kind of concur with the idea. Look, it's one thing if you're, doing something stupid in an area that doesn't affect you, but this affects you. This is your turf, right? And no one would be at all surprised if I, did a lousy job running, let's say, a home gym. Right? People would say, well, Neil, you don't look like someone who'd do a good job running a gym. So we're not surprised. But I'm thinking this dude's going to be in charge of probably some of the biggest financial ongoing surgery in American history. And he supposedly isn't aware of some stuff that should come routinely to even aides, right?
Yes, millions of self-employed Americans, are responsible for assessing and paying their Social Security and Medicare taxes. He's going to be enforcing the laws that affect them.
Yeah, but he says his accountant told him, it's okay, we're hunky-dory on this, and the tax code's complicated, God bless you can't know everything.
Well, FoxNews.com had an interesting story that usually accountants, the first thing they pay for self-employed people, the first thing they look into is what do they owe for Social Security and Medicare. This isn't like miscalculating a deduction. Again, this is, non-payment for 4 years of the most basic types of taxes, the Social Security and Medicare payroll taxes.
Maybe he's just too distracted. A lot of the video we have of him, John, is he's always looking at his BlackBerry. So he always seems distracted. Do we have that shot, guys, where he's running around looking, the aide is like chasing him and he's looking at his BlackBerry? So I'm wondering if maybe that's just it. He's just, important people, really busy people, don't have time for this sort of stuff. They have people to take care of it. I don't have people, John. Unfortunately, I'm looking for them, but I don't have people. So I'm wondering then,
wouldn't we all?
What does that say? Maybe that's what's going on here.
Well, important people should be accountable to the rules, and with the bailouts on the policy issues, and with this non-payment of taxes, there's a danger that say the rules of sending the message that the rules don't apply to important people, and that's I do not think the message that the Obama administration, with its message of change, wants to send.
Yeah, well, you're right. Sometimes being a celebrity, they'll get you good seats. I got a great front row seat at a Chuck E. Cheese's one time, John, and the kids loved it, and I kind of looked important. John Berlau, thank you very, very much. Good seeing you again.
Thank you, Neil.
All right, well, despite big measures by the government.